Well, hello, Scrapper and Scrapettes. How we all doing today? So this is the project for today. Is sealed units, aka air conditioner compressors, refrigerator compressors. They call them sealed units at the scrapyard, and a lot of people just turn them in just like this. But that's because a lot of people don't either have the ability or want to do the work to get inside and get the copper stator out of this. So this is what I'm working on today, and I just happen to have a couple of them. The one you just saw was from an air conditioning unit. Here's another air conditioning unit, and then these ones here are all refrigerators. I got another one last night. So I got to cut in all these bad boys because I want the copper out of them. Copper right now is through the roof, and I want the copper. So on these ones here, after you cut the lines off on the refrigerator ones, cut it flush again right here and get this nice chunk of number 2 off of here. You'll have 2 or 3 lines going all the way around, usually 3. And then all you're going to do is you're just going to cut the dome. On these ones here, cut above the weld, go all the way around, pop that dome right off. The unit, the stator inside should come right out. And then there'll be a plug. You unplug it wherever the plug goes in, like right here on the inside, there'll be a plug. Pop that right off. Then you got your copper stator. And then you got to do the work to get the copper out of the stator, which in these ones, the copper comes out real easy out of the stator. They're not as tightly wound, and they're soaking in oil. Yes, remember, there is oil in these, so have a 5-gallon bucket ready. Pour the oil off into the bucket after you cut it open. A lot of times some people drill a hole in the bottom and drill a hole in the top and drain it out prior. I've done that. To me, that just seems a little more time consuming. I just go ahead, cut one, lean it over the bucket, and get going. So on these guys here, is you got this piece right here. You got to be careful because as you see, sometimes these ones are copper. This little output on the side. These are copper. This one's copper, which is very nice. Haven't got many of those. But let's go ahead and see how I do it. I'm not going to grind or cut or anything. I already got one already cut. So I go right around the top. Cut the top right off all the way around. Just below the weld. Because you don't want to cut at the weld because that's the hardest. And sometimes you'll have a piece of copper on the top. Make sure to cut it off on the inside. Get those little bits of copper. They all add up. It's all number 2. And then I run 2 cuts right down the sides, probably about 40%, 50%, almost 50%. And then I run a cut across the bottom, pops that right off. Drain the oil if you already haven't drained the oil. And then tap your stator right out, or sometimes she'll pull right out. And then look at that. Look at all that pretty copper. I have yet to find an aluminum stator in a sealed unit. See, like this sealed unit, this is metal. This one isn't copper. So I cut the copper off top, copper off the bottom. Gonna throw that in the number 2. We're good to go. Got my table set up outside because I don't like doing this in the shop. And I've got this table here on a Lazy Susan. The reason being is I went ahead and made a Lazy Susan out of this one. I do big flat screen TVs. And I got a bunch over there. Put it on this here and I can go ahead and spin the whole TV around and I have to keep walking around the table. And then when I want to lock in position, just drop in a couple of rods. And it doesn't move on me anymore. Well, it doesn't spin on me, it still moves. But yeah, and then this here, this will all go into steel. That'll go in a shred. This will go into prepared steel when I'm done pulling the copper out of it, and then the number 2 copper goes in the bucket. The plug I'll throw that into shred because it's still got stuff in it. It's still got stuff in it. But all right, there, scrapper and scrap bets. This is what we're working on today. Got a lot of work starting to pile up. I want to get them knocked out. I want to get that copper price as well as I can. All right, folks, until then, please stay safe. Please like, subscribe, hit that bell. Let's give it the old thumbs up. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it clean. And let's leave it better than we found it. Remember, recycle, repurpose, or reuse. All right, folks. Later, kids.